brand with Hasbro, we've crossed the lines, and you know, you got the Transformers and all the different brands that we can like merge with if we wanted to. So we'll see what happens. This was the first. It happened within like 2 or 3 weeks. Shot it. I got to go back and finish a few scenes in August 1st, but he made it happen really quick for the trailer. We wanted to show it in San Diego, and then they had like an in-way party that night to celebrate the video games, but it was all of it was all it was basically just promote the movie. It was like a movie premiere. Everybody was excited about it. People loved it, so yeah, it was definitely exciting.
How's Aaron and Sean?
Aaron and Sean's great, really good. The Bat the Sun panel at San Diego last night was about over 700, 800 people.
Really?
Bat the Sun's making a huge name for themselves. That's why when I told Imway and all the other stuff, there's not a bigger, better producer, product, owning a production company. It's not just a director. They own this brand.
Yeah.
That's got 360 to 380 million views throughout their social media channels, and stuff like that. So that was pretty fun.
I've been following them for years when they did that Batman, and you know, like it's so amazing to me to see how far they've come, because I've been a huge fan of theirs for so long, and then you got involved with them, and then like we're just doing all these amazing things. So to hear that they're merging, they're doing that, that's fantastic to hear. So
it's good. Well, you know, they did the Ninjak too, because I played Bloodshot. So Aaron was a director on that and said, hey, we'd like to get Jason for Bloodshot. So we worked on that for about 2.5 years. You know, branded, put hashtags, everything, and created a lot of hype. So many picked up the movie. So Vin Diesel's filming now for Bloodshot in South Africa, and which at first I thought like, I want to do the movie version, but I did the television version. I was the first Bloodshot. I was kind of happy that you know he did pick it up. He's a big actor. It's going to bring a lot of attention to the brand, and hopefully I can do something with them and Sony. But if I don't, it's just all in God's hands anyway.
you think you're gonna go show some Vin some moves? I mean, hey Vin, what's up, man?
Yeah. I think so. It'd be nice.
Let's make that happen.
I'm trying to be like really political.
You're doing good. You're good. You're good. So you want to jump into some Q&A?
Sure.
Or do you want to jump into what's going on right now? Anything else?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on, just so you can save you guys some questions. I got an update on my phone, which is terrible.
Shattered Grid.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that?
Yep. Let me start with, I got a video game that is really cool. It's about to drop. It was supposed to drop yesterday, but I didn't want to do that to the video game people at Lionsgate. Didn't want to shadow their video game, like shadow it. But I got a video game. It's my More for Life brand. It's a retro video game you can download on Apple, Androids, your iPads, computers. It's got 5 different levels. You know, it's super hard to beat. I failed the first time I tried it. I got beat up, even though it was me doing all the mocaps and doing all the kicks and stuff like that. So that's going to be available free for the world to download soon. I'm still doing My More for Life. Season 4 is on my channel, the JDFFFN. Did their Shattered Grid, which is Lord Dragon, which is a different universe where he's basically going after all the other Rangers to become some ultimate god. I did 2 other NDAs. There was 3, but now the Street Fighter's out with the Power Rangers, so now there's only 2 left. One of them's a cartoon on Cartoon Network's pretty popular, and I did some voices on that. And the other one, you have to wait to see on that. I did a movie called Omniboat that's coming out next year, and that was with like Robert Redford, Rick Ross, Adam Devine, Uncle Luke, just a bunch of people. So that's coming out next year.
We went from Robert Redford to Rick Ross.
All of it. That's why it's so interesting. That is why it is an award-winning film. The little kid from It, I don't know his name. It starts with an F, kind of longer name. He's in Stranger Things. He was in one of them. So there's a lot of people in that. Yeah.
Wolfhard.
That's it. He's in that film.
Really?
And just a lot of top directors. Phil Lord, who directed Star Wars, and then he got replaced, fired to Star Wars. This was one of his first films coming back into the filmmaking. So
nice.
A lot of hype on that. And I think that's it for now. The short film will be out in fall for the Street Fighter, the Power Rangers. That'll be out in fall. Anything else? I try to write notes.
You're not busy at all. At all.
Things on NDA.
A lot's on NDA right now?
Yes.
I understand. I get it.
We call it NDA, and it's just all black.
Yeah, NDA.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So, you know, I wrote a movie called Moolah. That's working on that to direct that film.
Mulan.
Yeah, it's going to be
Give us a little background on that, can you? Sort of?
not yet.
Little teaser?
It's not about like when you look at me, you're like, oh yeah, he's talking about money. It is kind of about that, but it's I can't tease it yet.
All right, it's all good.
Story.
We respect it. You want to get some Q&A going? Y'all want to get some Q&A going? That wasn't a question. I wanted to know, man. Let's do this. Who's got the first one? Who really wants it? Spidey. Spidey's got it. What's up, my friend? What's your name?
Devin, Louisiana Shreveport.
Nice.
Which Power Ranger did you like to be the most?
Which Power Ranger did I like being the most? I like being Tommy. That's an answer to sum it up. But I was the green, the white, so Green Ranger costume was cool. But I like all of them, to be honest.
That's a good first question. Yeah, man. Good job. I like it. Going to you. Sorry, I told you so. Give us your name again.
Hey man, what's going on, bro? This has a good question for you. You know, your brand, Jesus Didn't Tap. How has God and Jesus Christ affected you in your life and today, and how in the years to come, and in the past as well?
Well, I always say, one of the things I think about religion, it's not a religious relationship, and there's people that love the relationship that shout it from the rooftops. But for me, I like to just live by proof instead of saying, because we all sin and we all make bad choices. I don't care who you are. So I don't like to go to certain churches that everyone thinks they're good, because there's things that you can sin just by thinking. The 10 Commandments, like we live by, is just the commandments. It's not really the grace of God, because 10 Commandments say this, that. So I try to live through it, going through the struggles, the ups and the downs. But ultimately, you look at 115 different Rangers and say, why is JDF, or why is the Green Ranger the most popular? Is because I do feel truly blessed. But there's a lot of Ranger friends of mine, like Nakia, Karen, Johnny Bosch, all these people that throughout the whole entire series is always talking about God and how good God is. So I don't mean that to be like, I'm the only one blessed. I'm saying I'm blessed for me, what I do by giving back. The more you give, the more you get. That's just the way it is. People are always worried about that, but the more you give, the more you get. You can't just save $1 and think that's going to multiply by 10 and think, well, I'm going to save this $1 because God says I'm going to get it 10 times. You're not going to get nothing. What you do is you save $1, you give $1, you don't think about it. And that's kind of how life is anyway. You give to people and you expect to get back, you'll be disappointed. Give to people and forget about it. And when they give it back, whoa, so surprised. You're awesome. Try it with your friends and see who takes. Or give. So I like to give, and it's changed my outlook a lot on life, because when you're down in the dumps and in the struggles, you got it. There's no other way to look up. Even when you're getting beat up in an MMA fight, you're looking up and you see the guy pounding in your face, but you got to get up because that's what you're looking at. You know what I mean? So it's a constant struggle and battle.
Good question. Thank you. Your name?
Kendall. What's your favorite anime?
Oh, favorite. I knew someone was going to ask me that. It was an anime convention.
You knew it was coming, right?
Yeah. But Johnny Bosch is a friend of mine. He plays all the voices of like almost everything. I can't even keep up with what he does. I don't know if Robotech's considered that kind of to be anime. You guys are like, oh, how dare you? I don't know. But Power Ranger is based off Sentai, so I think that would that fall in the anime category? Sentai Ranger is not really. I'd say so.
Yeah, why not? Let's go with it.
Dragon Ball Z. I'm hoping
There you
to
go.
do some work.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do some work on that. Let's promise some work on that, so we'll see what happens on that. But,
Really?
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I like that. All right, next question over here. Your name?
Gabriel Johnson. I just want to ask, what's the best thing about when you was working in season 1 of Power, when you first came on board as the Green Ranger? What was one of the best things about it?
Just working as being an actor. I don't like to be like, oh, I'm a working actor and pay the bills, because that's not what I'm all about. Even these shows, you can get stuff at the table, and I have to, it doesn't really matter to me. So I love to kind of work from true passion and a hobby versus like I need to pay my car payment thing because I'm financially fine. And when I started the show, I literally was like, I will pay you guys if I can do this job. Like, I will go broke just to pay you because I like entertaining, I see the cameras, all the cool costumes. I never went into it thinking, I want more money. That's why you see Green Ranger everywhere. It's It's not about superpower beatdowns. You think they pay me for that? No, I didn't even want that. Omniboat. I told them I'm gonna fly myself and put myself up in that hotel. They said, well, we'll fly you. I said, can you fly me first class and give me 4 seasons? You can fly yourself. Thank you very much. That's the way I want to do it. So everything I do is passionate. So the best thing for me was the first day on set. Seeing all the props and seeing everything fake. Everything was fake. I leaned on the command center and I was like, oh, man, this is like fake. Everything was just so fake. It looked so real. That's all.
Got another question over here. Your name?
Jacob, and I'm from Alexandria. What kind of inspired you to break a Guinness World Record for the most boards broken while skydiving?
Good question.
I started the reality show, My More for Life Season 1, and I just thought it'd be fun. I love skydiving, I love karate, and how we can, do them together. So I did one practice run, and then the next run was like, I had to break them all. So like Guinness was down there, the news was down there, I was like, oh man, this is a lot of pressure. I'm gonna have to do it now, type of thing. And I just did it. It was fun. I love skydiving. I love wind tunnels. I love karate. I love base jumping. All those cool things that I love. So it was just fun. And Guinness picked it up, and they certified. They sent people there, and it was fun. It was a fun thing. So next time you want to break a board, jump out of the plane, break boards. But read the form, the waiver. You have to sign a waiver and drop it. Not my fault.
Would you say you're extreme?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think that people would think it's an extreme sport, I guess. Maybe it is, but I don't really see that to be too extreme. You know what I mean? Fighting in a cage is a lot different than skydiving, although skydiving does get your heart pumping, I guess, but you don't feel the roller coaster. It's like when you jump out of an airplane, it's not like, oh, as you get your endorphins going, it's more like you're just flying. It's like being Superman. Base jumping, you get the bottom of your stomach, but it's kind of like you're flying.
Right on. Cool. We'll get another question over here. Your name?
Joshua,
Hi, Josh.
Question?
before you made an appearance on the first season of Power Rangers, what have you been doing since then?
All this. I've been working a lot, traveling around. So since I made my first appearance on Power Rangers.
Yeah, what did you do before? What were you doing before?
Oh, I owned karate schools. I was a business owner. I owned my first karate school just when I turned 18. Sold my whole comic book collection to get it. Sold the comic book collection for anywhere from 11 to 14 grand. I don't remember at this point. Bought my franchise, and I was teaching martial arts. So I was a business owner. Loved karate, teaching karate. I still love teaching it. I got schools now. Rise and Sun Karate Schools. I have an online training course called trainmejdf.com. It's from a home base, just to practice at home. But one of the reasons I just want to let you know about the trainmejdf.com, sometimes people look, oh yeah, look at them doing all these classes around the world. It's more of a passion for me to introduce people to karate, because I had a student I used to teach on Skype. Long story short, he ended up taking his life. He was very depressed. He was very depressed in life. He ended up taking his life. His mom called me and said, man, all he looked forward to was the karate classes. And I said, I didn't think he did. I couldn't read him. He was just sitting there. And she said, no, he ran in the garage like an hour before you taught class. And that's all he looked forward to. If I would have known that, I probably would have talked to him a little differently than teaching him karate. But that inspired him to live. You know what I mean? Inspired him to feel good about himself. And so the training classes are discipline, but maybe we can connect a little bit. And you can look up to me even more outside of Power Rangers as a karate teacher to remind you brotherhood, dedication, respect. It's not about you getting chiseled in your living room. It's not about him getting chiseled. It's about him straightening up his mind. And that's kind of why I started that online training class. So you can watch and straighten up your mind and strengthen it. Train your brain. Because ultimately your brain is what's in control of your body. And I'm gonna be honest, we all go through the ups and downs. I do. I dealt with ADD. I go through the ups and I go through the downs of depression. I go through everything you guys say. When someone looks at me and says, you don't know what I'm talking about, JDF. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be 45. Son, you've been pooping in diapers long before. I was 20 years old before you were pooping in diapers. I know what it feels like. Going through Hollywood is not easy. It's not easy. You got different avenues. You got this, you got drugs, you got staying on that right road in life is probably the hardest thing that we're going to challenge ourselves to do. But we got to have a goal and we got to have a focus. You know what I mean? And that's something I just want to tell you all. We'll continue Power Ranger stuff, but to sum it up, obviously I can. That's what's gonna get you through in life. I
Sure.
can.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that. We got another question right here. He's been waving his hand. He's ready. What's your name, man?
Andrew.
Where you from?
Louisiana.
Yeah. What's your question?
Do you like Dragon Sword or Tiger Sword?
Well, the Dragon Zord was the first. I think Dragon Zord would get mad if I said the Tiger Zord. So I probably have to say the Dragon Zord. But just don't tell the Tiger Zord.
Good question. Give it up for him, man. You have the Goonie shirt on. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Good job. What's your name?
My name is Nicholas, born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Right.
Okay, it's all about a non-Power Ranger role. And what was your fantasy role for any kind of movie? And the question is, will you be a great fit for the John Wick universe?
I actually enjoy the John Wick movies. I mean, I love watching them. To be honest, there's a lot of things you think I'm an action guy, so everyone thinks I just love like nonstop action. I did like the Wicks, even though he shot like, I would like to count how many people he shot.
Let's not down.
I wanted to go back and one people, but I'm so interested because there was someone that actually counted how many moves we threw a punch in a Power Ranger movie. What? And it was an interview, and it was a girl interview, and she said, "Why did the boys punch more than the girls?" And I remember that interview. Are you guys chauvinist? And I was like, "What's that, man?" I'm like, "I'm just fighting. I'm just a Power Ranger." Like, I was young at the time, so I like to count that up, but. I enjoyed playing Bloodshot. I really did. It was from a comic book. I actually liked being a comic book character. Power Rangers was not a comic book character, but Dracula is a comic book character. That's why I enjoyed playing him, is because he's a comic book character. I know Power Rangers is a comic book character and the Green Ranger, but different things that we're creating is interesting for me. So I like playing Bloodshot. I just like acting, but I'm very selective on what I pick. I've been offered this and that. I'm just selective. I got an audience here. You know, Chuck's a friend of mine, and I was talking to Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris said, "You know, my career didn't start until I was 50, and I'm 45, and that sounds so old, man." I'm like, "Oh," but anyway. And then he said he really watches the roles he does on Texas Ranger. He didn't do like any like the crazy kissing stuff. He always kept it clean because he's got people looking up to him, not just as a karate instructor. But all you guys are older. But it wouldn't sound right of me saying like cuss words. It just doesn't sound right for Jason or Tommy to say things like that. Yeah. There are people that do roles that you look and you're like, oh God, So I'm a role model for certain people and kids around the world. So I want to keep it clean. My Instagram's clean. Nothing wrong with drinking. I don't drink. I haven't in 6 years. I used to here and there. There's just things I'm cleaning up my act. I guess the transformation of God. That's how people know you're different, is when they're like, "What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? You used to drink and party all the time." I don't no more. Oh, God got him. He's one of those guys. Yeah, thank you very much.
We got another question here. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Christina Lee Johnson. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, but I'm originally from Pasadena, California. My question is, I know you from the first Power Ranger movie and Power Ranger Turbo, so which movie do you like to be in the most?
Did you ever go to Power Morphicon since you live in Pasadena?
Honestly, no.
No? Right there. It's a big show. Power Morphicon's coming in August. But I enjoyed doing the Mighty Morphin. The first movie was fun. Turbo was different. We had a really big budget on the first movie. It was a studio. Some people didn't understand the brand, so we changed a lot of things. So I think this first movie was more challenging to get done right. The second movie, we already gone through all the challenges, so it was easier to film. So I'd probably say the first one. Plus, Ivan News was cool, and all that good stuff.
I like that flick. It's fun. All right.
I was so worried when Ivan News said take the goo and throw it in their parents' faces. I was like, oh my God, did they just say that? I was waiting for little kids to throw them at their mom.
Your name?
I'm Thomas.
What's up, man?
All right. Basically, I have 3 questions. One of them is, in which place from TV show would you actually like to see in real life? The community center, and then the command center, or Rita's Castle?
Which one I would like to see the most, or?
If it was in real life, which one would you like to have in real life if it existed?
You say say Command Center?
Yeah.
Probably Command Center. Even though it's like a big Apple Watch, it's fine. It's outdated. It's like DOS. Like the Command Center and DOS. The old stuff. I'd have to pick up the phone and call someone. And I'd have to say 911. 911. Call 911, sir. 911. Anyway.
All right, want to do the next one? All right.
All right, and this is about the recent live action one that just came out that you've done like 2 scenes in. I know that right now the second movie still may or may not happen, but how would they want? How would you want the Green Ranger to be played?
I haven't really even thought of a reboot. Because I'm still doing my thing. Soul the Dragon's coming out in December, which is a solo Green Ranger project that I've been aiming to get. So that book's coming out. We're hoping to follow along with the digital. So as far as the movie end of it, it's a whole different universe for me. You know what I mean? It's a different universe. So however they play will be great. I don't really think, for me, it would be like the end of Tommy to say, I want someone who's not ready to pass the torch yet in this world, maybe in the movie world. But there's a lot to accomplish through television right now through my fan base. As long as it's good. I know Hasbro's planning on doing a movie. I know they said that through the internet. Don't quote me, but it did say that Hasbro's planning to do great stuff for you, and I really believe the brand. I was there promoting San Diego Comic-Con. I believe they have good things in store for everyone.
Third one, want to do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, feel free to answer. But where were you when you heard about the tragic act? Where were you when you heard about what happened to the original Yellow Ranger?
I was at home, I think. It was a tragic accident. I'm not too sure the details of it, but yeah, it wasn't a good thing, you know. So she's deeply missed, and that's how.
Thank you for the questions. All right, we're the next one right here. Your name?
Timmy,
Timmy, where you from?
Longview.
All right, man. What's your question?
So, gee, I have a question for you. I like Pirates the movie. I love you because I love Green Ranger because I was Lightning Jetty. I was Turbo. I love Zeo. I love Don Thunder. Can you do that phrase again? Like,
Oh, that's my laugh.
You want the
like,
drinking one? That's what you're asking for?
well, I love.
I don't remember, guys.
I saw
I've got
you in
millions of lines. I don't remember all of them. The only thing I know from Dino Thunder is I may be old, but I can still pull it off. I remember gods, and then the Green Ranger.
Yeah, I love that phrase.
Yeah.
I love that phrase.
Yep, and then Kimberly would just say, Tommy, help all the time. Why do I have to remember what?
You say Dragon Sword?
Dragon Sword! I know that one.
Or the movie.
Or the movie? Or the White Tiger?
You guys have been 20 years. Y'all have been 20 years. I went on DVDs.
Good thing you said 20 years, because I thought you said corny.
2, and 3.
Dragon Sword! Tiger Sword!
Tiger.
White Tiger! There you go, that's my line. I told you. I may be old, but I can still pull it off.
Yes!
Oh, yeah. Where's my friend in this one? Here we go. Coming out. What's your name?
My name's Nick. I'm from Michigan and Harvard.
You know when you get old and you start trying to listen to someone like this? That's what my mind's in. I'm trying to listen. Speak up, sir. What did you say? I'm traveling too much.
It's all good.
Especially one other thing, and then I'll let you go. I was reading the newspaper the other day on the airplane, and I had to zoom in, and I was trying to zoom in with my finger. Someone was looking at me on the other side, and I just played it off like I was measuring the states, you know. Embarrassing moment. Go ahead.
We've all been there. It's okay.
My question is, besides your own Mighty Morphin, what was your favorite theme song from all the Power Rangers you've seen?
Well, I love when they had the Go Green Ranger song. I loved it because like, Go Green Ranger, it was like my own song. I love that. It was like, they're playing the Power Ranger song. I was like, here's my song. Oh, he's got a song. And then it was like, White Tiger, yeah. Tiger Powers, another one, baby, 2. So those were fun. And And then the Go-Go Power Rangers is, you know, it's a classic. It's a classic.
Remakes with the Zeo as well. They made it there, and did the original Mighty Morphin song, and then they just changed up the words.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk on the mic. Sorry. Hi, what's your name?
Stacy, and I'm from Stonewall. My question is, when y'all did the teaser for the Shattered Grid, do y'all think y'all might do like an extension of that and turn it into like a mini series or something?
You know what's funny is you always have to prove to studios and prove to people what you can do. And Shattered Grid was something that me and Kyle wanted to do for the fans, and then it blew up 15 million, 20 million around all platforms. So yeah, studios definitely look at that and they see, and you know, there's a fan base for it. For it to blow up that fast in a short period of time, I think the Draken is piquing curiosity from people because they don't read the books, so they don't know what's going on. But more people see the Shattered Grid than more people reading the books. So it's great. It's going to steer them to the books and Shattered Grid. And yeah, we hope so. And of course, the Green Ranger series is something I always wanted to do as well. So there's a lot of different options, which is a good thing that you have options. You know, options are good. Sometimes they're confusing because I hate looking at all the food when you go to a buffet. Like, I have ADD, I can't decide. It's too hard. Less options.
So I'll tell you what, guys. If you got a question, why don't you come line up right here? Because I've been seeing all kinds of hands.
That's not true. He just don't want to walk to you. That's why he's like.
I like walking.
I see a lot of hands. Once you'll stand here, so I don't need to walk.
Nobody's
standing. Hold the mic to your face.
All right. So your name?
Armand.
Where you from?
Nashville, Louisiana.
I think he's funny. I think it's funny how close you hold the mic to people. That's why I think it's fine.
Okay.
Now he's all because you're insecure about holding the mic.
Okay, so we all know that your character Tommy, he's appeared in all 3 eras of Power Rangers, 2 Salon eras in the Disney era. Now we're entering another one. So my question is there a chance that we'll see Tommy in future seasons of Power Rangers?
Well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I will tell you that the first thing that we're doing with the Street Fighter and the Power Rangers is cool. It's the Saban and Hasbro crew. So I was able to work with 3 different umbrellas. Saban, kind of 4. Saban, Disney, Saban, and then Hasbro. So the different ownerships of it, which is pretty cool. But I hope anything that's gonna have anything that's gonna be Power Ranger related, as long as I can still fit in spandex, I'm gonna be there. Hey, spandex stretch too, I'll be like, too bad, I fitted it. No, you don't. Shut up. You look what? You look what? You look good, is what I thought. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for showing up, so I have to walk to you.
Now you gotta bend down. You're gonna say, get on a chair, son, so everyone can see you.
No, you're good. What's your
Corbin?
What's your question?
What happened between Turbo and Dino Thunder?
Oh, good thing you didn't say what happened to your face, because I was thinking like, what happened to you? You're so old. So I took a break. Tommy took a break. I was a doctor. Tommy took a break, or was it Doctor no, Turbo? I took a break in between Turbo, and then I was trying to become a doctor. However that works, y'all piece that one together. It's your imagination.
Your name?
Aaron, my question is, out of all the suits that you've been in, from green to black to this combination of the first two, the combination of the white and green, which one would you say was your absolute favorite out of all of them?
Well, when you close your eyes, spandex all feels the same. It's cold, stretchy. When I open my eyes, I like the Green Ranger one. And then the fit of the shield was great for the White Ranger. And then with the Zeo, no shield. That was disappointing. It felt kind of like weird. You know, when you get a haircut or you feel like you don't have a shirt on, you're kind of like, Zeo's kind of like, I don't have a shield. You know what I'm saying, right? And then Dino Thunder, I was like, yeah, kind of, but I kind of had a shield, but they were, just on the edges.
You had a good helmet in Dino Thunder, though.
I had a great
You
helmet.
had a great helmet. Like, I like that.
Cool. And I was a doctor. Kids around the world would be like, Dr. Oliver? And the parents were like, who's this guy? Stranger danger. But the kids were like, you're a doctor. And they look at me like, you're a doctor? And I'm like,
I definitely
I am.
I definitely like the arc that your character took with being a doctor and doing the dinosaurs and paleontology and all that. That was really cool. That was really good.
Dude, when they gave me glasses in the beginning, I like glasses now. My friend Marquette has a pair of glasses that don't work, but they look cool. So I told him, he's a Raiders punter. I said, hey dude, where'd you get your glasses? Because I want them now. But when I was on Dino Thunder, I was like, oh, give me glasses. What does that mean? And then they're like, you look smart. And I was like, fine. So I wore them, and it did make me look smart. Then I took them off, and I was like,
But you also have that Clark Kent thing going on. Like he takes the glasses off and he goes to work. So
that's true.
You can look at it that way, though, too.
Very true.
Your name?
Matt, Fish Report.
Hey, what's up?
His name. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Frank. This question is actually for my students that I'll have this year. I'm an English teacher.
Great, I'm bad grammar,
sorry. As a kid, I grew up watching Power Rangers. My friends and I viewed all y'all as role models. What advice would you have to the kids today that are in school?
Dude, the advice I would give everyone, because I tend to talk a lot, and I'm telling you, the advice that I've always known is I can, I will, not I can't, I won't. It's funny because they wrote the book, Thomas the Train, right? It was like, I think I can, I think I can. Just what happens if you turn the first page and said I can? It's just it. Nobody will sell books. It'd be over. But the I can thinking is very important, and that goes to anywhere and everywhere. Doesn't mean, right? It's like with these guys, the police officers, I want them to say, I can't, in case I get pulled over. I don't want them to be like, I can't give this guy a ticket. I can't, because if they said I can, I would get a ticket. So you guys, when you pull over, just say, I can't. Which is a funny story. I did get pulled over, and I had 2 officers, and they're great. I love them. Give them a big hand.
Yeah, give them a big hand to this guy.
Also in Phoenix, when that guy came to try to eliminate me, the officers were there and saved me greatly. But I had 2 officers that pulled me over. I got quick because they loved it. Like, dude, big fan. So they're asking me questions left and right. And one of the partners I don't think was a fan because he went back, ran it, came back, and I was thinking, oh man, I'm not getting a ticket because this guy 30 minutes of answering questions. Yeah, the Dragons are in this. This partner's like, here you go, bud. Here's a ticket. And then he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. My partner really don't like the show. I was like, great. He's probably like on his phone, Pokemon Go.
Your name?
Jason.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? My question is, how does it feel knowing you inspired an entire generation of people to learn martial arts and karate and to just pursue their better selves and to believe that they can do anything that they can do? How does that feel?
I think it's great. I have a lot of, it's true, I have a lot of like professional people, like police officers and football people and UFC fighters to regular people that inspire them around the world, which is a pretty cool thing for me to, I guess, try to continue to stay to be a role model. And this stuff of the social media, the accountability partners that we have on each other has really shaped me to the person that I am. I told you I didn't have an issue with people doing their own thing and drinking.